the triangle looks like in the drawing. It is just there to help you with your calculations. So if I was doing D, angle A would be 23, angle C would be 78. So if I make that 23 and that's 78, that's A, that's C, that's B. AB is 15, BC is what I need to find, which is little a. There's my pair. To double check, of course, you would find angle B, which is 180 minus 78 minus 23, which is 102, 82, 79, which makes B the biggest angle, yes? So you would check this. You would know that A would have to be significantly smaller than C. All right? That's all you have to do right now because you haven't had a lot of practice with it. When you get more practice with it, then the triangles will matter. For example, so-and-so hiked through the woods in this direction, and then turned in this direction, and then turned in this direction. Then it's going to matter. But by then, this part of it will already be in your head. Okay? Is everybody all right with that? All right. Now go to page 87, where I have some more of those drawing triangle ones. And again, I did not give you the right answers. I expected you to try some of them. Now, you will notice in some questions, nobody gives a rat's ass how much you did or how little you did. They do give a rat's ass about how to do what they did. Okay? You will notice that sometimes you are given two sides and an angle. Sometimes you are given three sides. In Coase law, it changes the way you do the work. But nothing else changes. The biggest angle is still across from the biggest side. The smallest angle is still across from the smallest side. And it does not matter how you draw them if it is just this triangle looks like this. Do you think that if you drew this triangle for me like this, and you said this was 45 and this was 37, you know what, I'm going to make it easy on myself so I can add in my head. And this was 100. And then you gave me this side was 28, this side was 22, and this side was 18. If you showed me that triangle, and I haven't done any of the math, I don't know if that is right. It's just for illustrative purposes. If you drew that triangle for me, do you think that you would lose marks from me because that is obviously not a 100-degree angle? Of course not. So do not stress. Just draw a triangle. Okay? Now, again, as we go further along, the work becomes important and directions and angles actually matter, right? If you were working for search and rescue and you knew a boat went missing at a certain point on the map, it would matter what the triangle looked like, wouldn't it? But this does not. Everybody cool? All right. Now, I can only assume that somebody would like to see one of each of these. So let's look at that very first one. Triangle. Boom, boom, boom. Angle A is 67. Okay, I'm going to make that 67, which makes that A. AB is 24. AC is 34. 24. 34. Doesn't matter what it looks like. I need to find little a, which is BC. Regular Coase law. Now, why did I set it up this way? Because the way we've written Coase law is c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Because that's the way we write it. Because it is impossible to write it every single combination of that with every single letter in the alphabet. And we also use Greek letters in math. So I'd have to do another, Greek has 20 letters. So I'd have to do another 60 versions of it. That's stupid. That's why we write it this way. You apply this to your triangle. Since you are looking for little a, this in your thinking becomes little c. And this in your thinking becomes big C, because that's what you know. That's how you apply to the formula. Aight? So, of course, this one would be this value, a squared, would equal 24 squared plus 34 squared minus 2 times 24 times 34 times cos 67. Then you would punch that into your calculator. All right? Now, I know that you know how to substitute stuff into an equation. I also know, based on Austin's reaction to how quickly I wrote that out, that it is impressive that I'm able to write that out quickly. Is it because I'm smarter than you? No. Is it because I am handsomer than you? No. Is it because I am funnier than you? No. Is it because I am fatter than you? No. Is it because I am shorter than you? No. Is it because I am older than you? No. It is simply because of one thing. Practice. Which all of you take every chance you can to avoid. And then you wonder why I make this look easy. The only reason I make it look easy is the same reason everybody who is good at anything makes it look easy. If you are a figure skater, a triple axel is not easy. But when you watch Kristi Yamaguchi, it looks easy. He's the only figure skater I could pull out of my head that does triple axels. When you jump in the air, spin 3 times, and land on the same foot you took off with. If you land on the other foot, I believe it is called a triple Lutz. But I don't actually know, because I am not a figure skater, as you may or may not be able to tell from my prime form. All right, now, is anybody in here a figure skater? Was I right? Is an axle when you jump off from one foot and land on the same foot, and a Lutz is when you jump off from one foot and land on the other foot? Of course, the real reason I know any of that is I have a crush on Tessa Virtue. But that's beside the point. And Scott Moyer's pretty handsome, too. What?
It's actually they're both U.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is it direction of rotation, then?
Well, one's 1.5, and actually 1.5, and then one's 1.
Oh. Interesting. So I was wrong. Huh?
What did you say? You have a crush on who?
Tessa Virtue.
Who's that?
The Canadian hero who's getting a Barbie?
Search it up.
She said,
No. No, this is not Tessa Virtue Fan Club 10. I don't know why you guys haven't figured that out yet. All right, so according to all of you, you are ready to go. Which means here's what is going to happen over the next 2 days. Today, you are going to work on page 88, 89, 90. You're going to work on that now. I will take a walk around the class. If you have been screwing the pooch, then I will have the deadline right now, and we will start marking. If you are actively working, I will allow you to continue to actively work. It's almost like I stopped talking, but I didn't. And yet everybody is acting like I did. Wow. What's really funny is 2 seconds from now, every one of these people that doesn't know that I'm disseminating information is going to ask me a question that I would answer in 2 seconds if they shut their pie holes and let me explain.
Guys, shut up.
Oh, man. You know, people say I shouldn't use sarcasm. They get mad at you at teacher school when you use sarcasm. But then they also get mad at you at teacher school when you tell kids what to do. So I'm really unsure about how I am supposed to communicate information to you people. I would say telepathically, but I'm well aware that the links to most of your brains are long since unavailable. Ever since anything shiny came into your lives.
Give me your neck for that one.
I don't know. Did I?
No.
Well then. I was pretty sure I did. Now, again, you are going to work on this. And then tomorrow, we are going to work on our trig review 2. Remember we did a review of all SOHCAHTOA trig and marked it? And now I'm giving you a review on everything past SOHCAHTOA and we'll mark it. That will be marked at the end of tomorrow's class. So tonight, if you want to do something, that is what you would do. Friday, you are going to write your test. All right?
Oh, what?
I changed my mind. I'm not going to give a quiz.
So we're just having a test.
Well, you have 2 assignments on the way up to that test.
Don't we? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Go!
You know what? I don't need.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be able to see these easy ones quickly because they don't need a lot of explanation, but some of the other ones will take longer. So, beach.
See, that's
40. 300. Which means that's 30 degrees. This is where the kayak is. How far away from the beach is it? Well, it's this far west and this far north. So I will do sine 30 equals north over 40. 40 sine 30 equals north. And cos 30 equals west over 40. 40 cos 30 equals west. And then you will tell me the answers in a moment. 5 over sine 30, because there's a pair, equals x over sine 65. 5 sine 65 divided by sine 30 equals x. And you will tell me an answer in a moment. Angle A is 77. Little a is 17. Angle B is 28. Let's put it down there. B is 28. And side C is 16. Find the measure of B, which is right there. Well, B over sine 28 equals 17 over sine 77. 17 sine 28 divided by sine 77 equals B. And you will give me that answer in a moment. Determine the lengths of the other 2 sides. No pairs, but there is a pair because blue theta equals 180 minus 56 minus 32, which is 92 degrees. So, sine 251 over sine 92 equals x over sine 32, and it equals y over sine 56. So the first one, 251 sine 32 over sine 92 equals x, and 251 sine 56 over sine 92 equals y. Then you will tell me the answers. Determine the area of the part. Well, y 32. I need this height here because the area of the park equals base times height over 2, which equals 251 times height divided by 2. I need the height. There's the height. Y is 251 sine 56 divided by sine 92. So H equals, sine 32 equals opposite H over Y. So Y equals H divided by sine 32. Sorry, I know Y. So Y times sine 32 will give me my height. Y is right there. 251 sine 56 over sine 92 times sine 32 will equal H. That's H. That goes right there. So 251 times 251 sine 56 sine 32, all of that over sine 92, and then all of that divided by 2 to get a final answer. Distance across the marsh, that is C. C squared equals 47 squared plus 38 squared minus 2 times 47 times 38 times cos 65. And then, of course, since it's squared, you square root that whole thing to get an answer. So the plane starts here, travels 15 kilometers at a heading of 110. That's over this way. 15 km. That's too long. I'll make sure. Turns south 40. So if he continued going this way, he didn't though. He turned south 40 degrees. If that's 40, what's this? 140. And this side is 20 km. That's where he ends up, so I need this, which is little c. C equals the square root of 15 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 15 times 20 times cos 140 equals. And a triangle measures 25, 16, 14. The smallest angle is right there, which means I'm looking for big C. Okay, everybody. Eyes up, please. You're going to see everything here. I have already recorded it up to, I have not quite finished number 7. So, I'm going to show you on the screen. You're going to see my work. You will not see answers because answers do not matter to me. If you don't know how to write it out, you won't punch it into your calculator right, and you will get the wrong answer. So, there is the first question. Check your work. Ask me questions now. He is 20 north. 34.6.
Is your pencil on the whiteboard? Take that comment just now. Oh, whatever, mine still works. Did I have like the top of it though? No, also. Sticky on me. No, Barbara's really good, by the way. Thank you. Stay over here. Right over there. I am because I don't have my what? Can you say? Then it's nails. No, you took something like this. Oh, you have a shirt. Stop pretending like it doesn't hurt. Are you doing something? I'm gonna see the tears welling in your eyes after someone. I think, oh, rubbing bed really hurts. Ouch. Yeah, my arm back. Stopped at any time. I don't know. Good. Okay, then no. You need this more than I need that. Okay.
Hello.
It's only cool when I do it.
What is that?
Good try. May I please have this? No.
Alrighty, since the vast majority of people didn't bother to be quiet and nobody else asked a question, we're done.